Now we will discuss today 16th numerical. From the uniform disk of radius r, a circular hole of radius r by 2 is cut out. The center of the hole is at r by 2. From the center of the original disk, locate the center of gravity of the resulting flat body. Try to understand this figure. Okay, this is a circular disk and you have taken out this circular part. So one hole is made and the center of this particular white small disk which is taken out is located here at r by 2. Now when this part becomes empty or a hole is made here in this big disk, then here the mass will be reduced. So if you want to balance it, then this center which is originally at the origin, that is 0 0, originally it is at 0 0. Now that origin or that center of gravity will shift somewhere here at point B on left hand side, and let us consider that the new center of gravity is at x0 on left hand side. So when it is on left hand side, the x coordinate must be negative, so answer will be negative. So that much assumption we can do and we can understand this problem as two body problem. One particle is having this much mass that we shall calculate. We consider the density of this disk as rho, it is mass upon volume. Okay, and the second particle is of this grey colored part. Okay, now see here we will have disk of radius r. Okay, is a system of disk r by 2 and system made up of remaining portion. So its mass can be the sum of two masses, that of mass of this small part we consider as m1 and this bigger part we consider the mass as m2. Okay, and that suppose the mass of the disk of radius r is m. Okay, now that mass per unit area, 1 centimeter square has the mass 1 centimeter square area or 1 meter square area, that is mass per unit area. This can be considered to be a unit area. So mass of 1 centimeter square or mass of 1 meter square we consider as surface density, which is taken here as rho. You can also consider this disk as a cylinder whose thickness is h. Okay, and you can consider its volume as pi r square h, and you can calculate that way also, but this is as a short wave or rather short way of understanding. Okay, we consider the mass per unit area as rho. So if you consider this as a complete disk of area pi r square, then mass per unit area is rho. Therefore mass of this complete disk without cutting this, okay, without cutting this will be pi r square into rho. This will be the mass of the complete disk without cutting. Okay, so total mass is denoted by capital M, and that total mass is pi r square rho, and its center of mass is at 0 0. Okay, now you can consider that the radius of the part which is removed, it is given that radius is r by 2. So the area of that removed part, that white part, will be pi r by 2 square. Pi r square is the formula for the area of circular section. So that area of circular section of white part is pi r by 2 square, and it becomes pi r square by 4, and the mass per unit area is rho. Therefore mass of that part which is cut, which is having white color, is pi r square by 4 into rho. Okay, so that small part which is removed is having area pi r square by 4, therefore its mass is pi r square rho by 4. and pi r square rho is nothing but m. So pi r square rho is nothing but m, and the area which is cut is having its value to be area of the disc which is removed. That area is, say, I denote it by small a, so that becomes pi r by 2 whole square. So this area becomes pi r square by 4, and the mass of this area, that is here denoted by m1, and that m1 mass will be pi r square by 4 multiplied by rho. Okay, so this will be the mass of the area which is removed, and as you know, pi r square rho is nothing but capital M. So mass of the area which is removed, say m1 mass, is nothing but m by 4. Okay, so that is shown here. So remaining mass will be 3m by 4. Very easy to calculate the remaining gray section. So this section which is removed, which is a white colored part. Okay, this white colored part is having the mass m by 4, and this gray colored part is having the mass 3m by 4. M minus m by 4 will give you 3m by 4. So this particle is having mass 3m by 4. This particle is having the mass m by 4. Now this particle of 3m by 4 has the coordinate x, 0, and this particle is having its center at this r by 2, 0. So we have try to understand, this is m1 whose mass is m by 4, and its coordinate r1 is r by 2, 0, and this second particle is having the mass 3m by 4. So m2 is equal to 3m by 4, and its coordinate, that is r2, is x, 0. Now RCM of the whole body is m1 r1 plus m2 r2 upon total mass, that is capital M. Now m1 is m by 4, and its coordinate is r by 2, 0. m2 is 3m by 4. Okay, m2 is 3m by 4, and r2 is x, 0. Okay, and this RCM, if you consider this as a whole body of two particles, then its center of mass is at 0, 0. So here we shall write 0, 0. So it is written down. Okay, 0, 0 is equal to m1 r1. Okay, 0, 0. Okay, mass into RCM is m1 r1 plus m2 r2. Mass is total mass. M, position coordinate of two body particle or two particle body, is 0, 0. m1 is m by 4, r by 2, 0, 3m by 4 into x, 0, and just there are x coordinates. Okay, so here if m is multiplied with 0, then 0 is equal to, it becomes mr upon 8, first x coordinate, this and this. Then you multiply this and this, so it becomes 3mx upon 4. Now you just have to simplify this. Okay, m will be cancelled out, and this x is made as a subject of formula, so that x will be minus r by 6. So the coordinate of the remaining part, grey colored part, is minus r by 6, 0. Okay, thank you for this numerical understanding. Okay. Now the next one, a meter stick is balanced on a knife edge at its center. This is a meter stick. You can understand at a midpoint it can be balanced. Okay. When two coins each of mass 5 gram are put one on top of the other at 12 centimeters, so somewhere here mark, okay, 12 centimeter mark, the stick is found to be balanced at 45 centimeters. So here somewhere at 12 centimeter mark we are placing the coin. So obviously the support which was here earlier will be slightly shifted here at 45 centimeter marking. Okay, so this part, whole part will be of 55 centimeter, and earlier the support was here at 50, now it is at 45, so this much distance will be 5 centimeter. It's very easy to understand. Okay, now what is the mass of the meter stick? Okay, at 5 centimeter I have explained what is 5 centimeter, the distance between its original place and the new place where the knife edge is placed, that distance is 5 centimeter. Okay, here at 45, or rather 12 centimeter mark, here at 12 centimeter mark the coins are placed. So here this distance of the C to D, rather if you take this point as C where the coins are placed, and this point where new position of support is there, that is D, then that distance will become 33 centimeter. Okay, because the coins are placed at 12 centimeter mark, so here this is 12 centimeter. Okay, 12, and this is 45, this is 45, this is 12, so 45 minus 12 will become 33. So the distance between the new place of the support and the coin is 33 centimeter. Now for rotational equilibrium, let us consider first of all that the mass of the meter stick is m. Now m into 5, that is mass of the stick which is balanced multiplied by 5. This side the rotational equilibrium, this side it will be in anti-clockwise and the other one will be clockwise. So here m into 5 multiplied by the mass of the coin multiplied by the distance between the coin and the new place where the support is kept. So m into 5 is equal to 10 into 33, and if you simplify this, then you will get the mass of the meter stick to be 66 gram. Okay. Now 7.18, a solid sphere rolls down two different inclined planes of the same height but different angles of inclination. So the slope is different. You can see this is a steep slope, or rather the angle is more. Here this angle is less. Okay. Will it reach to bottom with the same speed in each case? What will be the speed when the spheres reach at the bottom? Will it take longer to roll down one plane than other? If so, which one and why? Okay. Now see, speed is given by this formula that we have derived, v is equal to 2gh upon 1 plus k square upon r square and square root of it. Okay. So this formula we have already derived. Now k is equal to radius of gyration, you can see in the table. Okay, under root 2 by 5r. So k square if you take, then square of both these terms will give you k square into 2 by 5r square, and if you place that k square instead of this k square, then you will have, okay, v is equal to under root 2gh upon 1 plus 2 by 5, and the speed will be this, that is 10 by 7 gh and square root of it. Okay, so here you can see from this formula there is no angle, whether it is this way or it is the plane which is like this. The speed of the object which is reaching at the bottom will be same whether it is moving on this kind of plane which is having more angle. Okay, height is same, try to understand. Height of the initial position is same, and they are rolling down, and when they reach at the bottom their speeds are same. It is angle independent. Okay, angle independent. Okay. Now see, the second question here. Now see, time of rolling will be different. Okay, time of rolling will be different. Okay, so the second question, will it take longer time to roll down one plane than other? Then yes. Okay, the time will be more for one plane and time will be less for the other plane. Now see, acceleration of the rolling body is given by this formula. A is equal to g sin theta upon 1 plus k square upon r square. K is known to you, 2 by 5 r, rather under root 2 by 5 r is the value of k and square of it will be this. If you simplify, okay, then this part will become the value of the acceleration. Okay, so acceleration is nothing but g sin theta. This is corrected. A is equal to g sin theta upon 1 plus k square upon r square, and instead of this k square, if you place this value, then acceleration you will get, that is 5g sin theta upon 7. Okay, so here acceleration is equal to 5g sin theta upon 7. Now these values are constant, so acceleration is directly proportional to sin theta, and theta is more, sin theta is more, so acceleration will be greater. So more the angle, more the acceleration. So try to understand. Here you can see that this angle is more, this angle is more, so sin theta 1 will be more than sin theta 2. So here the acceleration will be more. Naturally the time will be less. Here the time will be more. Okay, that is calculated. Okay, so a1 upon a2, as it is taken as a is proportional to sin theta, so a1 is equal to sin theta 1. a1 is proportional to sin theta 1, and a2 is proportional to sin theta 2, and take the ratio, then you will get a1 upon a2 is equal to sin theta 1 upon sin theta 2. If theta 1 is more, sin theta 1 is more than sin theta 2, so sin theta 1 will be more than sin theta 2, and therefore we can say a1 is more than a2. Okay, and if you use this formula of v is equal to v0 plus at, okay, v0 is 0 as they were both the spheres at stationary state initially, so initial speed is taken v0 to be 0. Okay, and on reaching here, okay, acceleration of first is more than acceleration of second, so a1 t1 is equal to a2 t2, okay, because their speeds are same on reaching the bottom. Speed બે ની સરખી છે, the speeds are same. So here the speed for the first is same as that of the speed of second. So for the first it will be a1 t1, and for the second it will be a2 t2. So now t2 upon t1 is found to be more than 1, as a1 upon a2 is more than 1. So t2 will be more and t1 will be less. So this time t1 will be less than the time t2, that of the second. So we can say t2 is more than t1. This way you can understand. Okay, thank you very much.